Oh, I see. Okay. What do you do?
I sort of awkwardly point the glove at it
Mm-hmm.
and try to sort of recall how the other guy was like stanced to make sure
Yeah,
like I have like fingers
sure.
accorded.
Okay,
And even though he has freaking three fingers, whatever.
that's fine.
He's going to try to do very similar like hand position and
Okay.
very just kind of go yip yip.
With that, a course of electro bolt shoots from the palm of the hand and slams into the piece of metal, scorching it significantly. Out of character, it does 3d6 mega damage. Roll me a magic lore magic check.
Got it.
Even though it's techno wizardry. Okay, I'm just going to tell you now that you've demonstrated it.
Mhm,
Yip yip is the activation word.
mhm.
You think that if you were psionic or a magic user, you might be able to activate it with mind or by coursing energy through it. But right now, it seems that the word works great. All right.
All right.
It does 3d6 mega damage,
Mhm.
and it can be used once per melee round. So not per melee action, but once per melee round, you can do this special mega damage attack with this glove.
Sounds
Oh
fantastic.
wow! So
Um,
out of character, sorry, it
Yeah.
doesn't have a limited number of uses, just a limited time it can be used.
Exactly.
Wow.
um,
Yeah.
Patrick is actually going to do quite a bit of paces backwards
Mm-hmm.
and going to try it at a range of 500-ish feet.
Great. All right.
He's going to say yip yip again.
Yep. Boom. Goes off. We're gonna just say you've done a little bit more experimentation because you're checking on range. It
Mm.
looks like its maximum efficiency is probably around the 1,000 feet mark.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah. Long range. Yep.
All right. I will be done with checking, and that'll be my role play for checking.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
I
Good
think
job.
I think trying to get out of his
Excellent
armor,
job.
Al's gonna look at Alicia and Nora and say, "Did he just say yip yip?"
Alicia,
Yeah, yeah.
Alicia gives a shrug. Hey, the results don't lie, I guess.
And then Al shakes his head, muttering something about Zoot.
Yeah, and Alicia is just slightly distracted because she's trying to clean the chambers of her gun. The damage sustained to it was around the barrel, but she mutters something about having to break this down completely and cleaning it just to make sure there wasn't any additional damage
Uh,
to it.
I was also going to say it's also possible maybe that the blow to the barrel somehow disaligned the chamber. If you want, I can help you with it later.
She shakes her head. She goes like, "No, I can handle it, but thanks."
Hal nods
You
tiredly.
need to get some sleep too, she says.
Was,
Yeah.
was everyone running a marathon? Nora like looks at Al and looks to where Tom went.
Al looks at Nora with incredibly hurt expression on his face and says, Nora, I fucked up.
Well, I don't remember much, but I do remember some vigorous hand waving and you confusedly trying to explain things. Yeah, you fucked up pretty bad.
Al nods.
Alicia slowly backs up. This is a private conversation. She's gonna have it be private. All right.
So while they're taking the power armor off, yeah, I kind of lied to Mila about the specifics of the body change. I was trying to protect her. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm. Nora's just like nodding her head as she's dealing with her armor.
And now she doesn't want us to change the bodies. And while I would absolutely love to do what she asks, it's too dangerous for everyone not to.
Wait, she doesn't want you to. Well, wait, she found out?
She found out. A lot
crap.
of things happened very quickly. By the way, we're not with the traveling storytellers anymore. In fact,
Yeah, I
we're not
noticed.
even in the same area of the country.
Also notice that. Al, you are telling me things I already know.
Someone...
I love you, Nora.
and I will kind of recount the basics of what happened in the past 24 hours.
Cool. All right.
And say, I told Mila I'd do whatever she asked to try and make it up to her, not realizing, of course, that she was going to ask me to do the one thing that we have to do. And now, I don't have a clue what to do.
I guess that explains why I feel so exhausted. Jeez. Al, I have no idea. I don't get Mila. She's great. She's innocent and all that shit. But God, I can't read her at all either. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
Don't worry. Al shakes his head and says, honestly, it's not your problem. It's ours.
Well,
We'll figure it out.
Kind of is my problem.
Yes, okay. Bad choice of words. True. But it's not your fault, and therefore not your job to find a way to make it up to her. Tom and I
Yeah.
will find a way somehow. But she's gonna really have trouble when we change the bodies. We'll just have to... I don't know. I can't think right now.
Yeah. Nora actually kind of looks away when you start talking about the body changing and just kind of deep in thought.
Al nods and says, so yeah, I'm going to can you handle the behemoth for a while?
Yeah, go to sleep. God, you guys are so dumb. She's gonna get up and go to the cockpit.
Al's just gonna give her a thumbs up. Too tired to argue. And then he's going to place, his body armor where it goes, and then put his rifle up. And actually, no, you know what? He's going to clean it because training. You don't,
training.
Yeah, you don't not leave your rifle dirty. Doesn't work.
Fair enough.
So, and then he's going to go crash.
Good news. When it's focused energy, there's less things to get dirty, but it still can happen a little bit. So the cleaning procedure just doesn't take as long as traditionally. So that's good. All right. Well, anything else you guys like to do before we move things along? You guys are working well, so
Oh,
I
God.
don't want to interrupt this.
Yes.
What?
I'm gonna chase after Nora.
You don't? Well, I don't know if she's gotten very far.
Yeah. Nora.
What?
You should know we have a new passenger.
Oh, yeah.
What? Nora looks at him.
All right, Nora. Nora.
Al, why are you? Why?
Nora.
why are you-
Nora.
Why are you?
Sit down. You want
No,
to sit
I
down?
don't.
Actually, at this point, narratively, a door opens and Lee pokes his head out and he says, "Everything okay now?"
You're
Everyone-
kidding me, Al? Al, are you?
Nora,
fucking
calm
kidding me?
down. Calm down.
Are you kidding me?
Just-
What
just-
is this fat fuck doing here?
Let me
Hey!
explain. Lee, an owl point to Lee.
But I'm not. Well, and he looks.
Lee, for the love of God, please. We just killed 2 giant rhinos. Give me 5 minutes.
Two giant rhinos, he says.
Boom! Al makes big explosion motion.
I thought we were in trouble, but since you're not on fire or anything, sure. I think I'm gonna just mosey my way over to the kitchen. We still got some cooking sherry, right? Yeah, we got cooking sherry.
Al,
Kind of nightmare. Please tell me I'm
Nora,
dreaming. I'm in
wait,
a comatose
wait.
dream.
all right.
I died.
So-
I.
What happened was Patrick and I want to learn magic. Obviously, you understand why Patrick would. I would want to find other ways to heal people. Anyway, the long story short is there's
You
no one
picked
else that would teach
Lee?
us.
What?
Lee, I understand. He's a challenge. But he knows what he's doing, and there are
Al,
not many choices.
I can't There are a few things in this world I can control. My anger is not one of them very well. I can't. Are you kidding me?
Okay, Al's like,
I need to go jogging. I need to go punch a tree. I gotta go do something. I can't stay in here. I need air. I need air.
Al's just like, sorry. She like walks away.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Lots of air and lots of things to punch outside if necessary.
Yeah, she'll do that for like 10 minutes to tucker herself out.
and then Al will go to cleaning his rifle, quietly saying to himself, "Add that to the list of Al has royally fucked it up."
Alicia passes by and just nods. Keeps on going. All right. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Patrick, you're over at the convoy, destroyed convoy. There. What are you doing?
He's probably going to be wandering back after his testing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, he's going to check if there is anything in and around the convoy. He is a scavenger by heart, and he will check small holes.
Okay. Well, as a scavenger by heart, you would know that you could probably pick over this place pretty darn well. Search through all the nooks and crannies. Give yourself about an hour or so.
All right.
Okay. So, then, I'm going to just speed things up. So, an hour worth of searching. Patrick will yield you the following. Someone get the group loot thing opened up. Because I got shit to tell you.
I have it.
Okay, here we go, baby.
Yeah.
30 gallons of gasoline managed to siphon from the tanks.
Ooh.
Let me know when you're ready. I'll keep on listing.
Where the hell should I put that? Under
Just put in the-
miscellaneous. Okay.
Yeah, miscellaneous. Whatever you like.
Gorgeous.
Actually, hold up a second. I'm going to make this so much easier. I'm going to read it off, but I am going to just put this in the group Skype chat right now, and you guys can paste as you like. Give me a moment.
Oh, yes. That would
And
be most
then,
excellent.
there we go. That's after the 30 gallons. This is what I had all written out. Okay, but I'll read it off to you guys as well, okay? While you guys sort that out. So 30 gallons of gasoline, 1 Triax TX30 ion pulse rifle with 2 extra energy clips, 2 NG super pistols with 16 grenades. They're a special grenade round for just that pistol, and 4 E-clips, 2 fully charged Wilkes 320 laser pistols, 2 SDC bolt-action hunting rifles, a half dozen SDC knives, a pair of binoculars, a portable toolkit, and a jug of whiskey. Patrick, when you come in just showing your loot or whatever, and with that jug of whiskey, Lee will lick his lips and ask you, oh, what's in the jug?
It smells like rubbing alcohol.
Can I smell?
Yes.
He takes over, he wafts a sniff of it, and he says, oh, no, this is homemade whiskey. Thanks, he says, as he walks away with it in hand.
Can I smell? I need to know what whiskey smells like.
Here, just a second, he says. And he takes a big swig, and then he blows air into your face. Smell that? Now
I
that
also
is-
smell other things. Can I get a sniff of the jug?
He holds it. He won't let you hold it, but he sticks the mouth of the jug up towards your face.
Patrick is going to inhale and exhale to the side a bit, and then take a good sniff. And now he knows what whiskey smells like.
He, as you clear your nose palate and take a smell, Lee will just shake his head and be like, "You're weird, but you're good to me, so that's okay." And then he takes another swig as he saunters down into the further into the behemoth. All right. So, Nora's outside doing her thing. Anything else you guys would like to do, or we can continue on with the adventure?
Can't think of
Continue
anything
on?
specifically. no.
Okay, all right.
I
okay.
guess Nora would just go back to the cockpit and like man the
I would
The
sleep.
front.
The behemoth.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, the behemoth.
I
Okay,
would
the
sleep for a
behemoth-
solid 6 to 8 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think would it be fair to say Tom would be doing the same?
Hmm.
I'm asking. Bern.
Oh yeah, Tom's out. Tom's out.
Okay, so about 6 to 8 hours. Okay.
Wait.
So we can move things ahead. The travel itself through the thick woods, Nora, takes a little bit of concentration. You're probably a little rusty working with the behemoth, but it's no problem. You are able to navigate things just fine. My next scene idea, actually, is in the evening. We would say that, would it be, now feel free to let me know, but I'm thinking after a good 6 to 8 hours, you guys would just break for a late dinner. Would that be fair?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm not too sure exactly what your evening routines or what you do. From time to time, I don't like involving NPCs very often. Just from time to time in brief scenes, just to remind everyone that they're there, but so it's not a one-man inferno show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So from time to time, I like to scatter these throughout the adventures. And this involves, it starts off with Alicia cleaning her gun late at night. She's using the kitchen table after everything is cleared off as she's breaking it apart. Now, I can either, you guys can all determine who would be in the common room at this time, or we can just roll and see who's nearby her for her to converse with. It's up to you guys, really.
Patrick seems a lot more calm, and he's going to. You see Patrick around more often, so yes, he's going to be around the common area.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? That this I made it. The timing would work, so Al and Tom would be awake if they choose.
I'd say Al's around. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe within earshot. So he
Yeah,
can
like on the
participate.
couch or something. In fact, actually, yeah, practicing guitar quietly or something.
Okay, fair enough. Nora,
Yeah.
would you be within earshot? Tom, would you?
She would probably still just be chilling out in the cockpit.
Okay, yeah, she does have to still pile. Of course, you could have stopped at this point.
Yeah, even if they're stopped, I think she would hang out in there. Honestly.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's fine. No worries. And Tom?
I would have taken my body armor off
Oh,
as soon as I woke back up.
Wait.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You're a little stiff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Patrick would definitely be in the cockpit watching for that. But if they stopped and there was like
It's
dinner
stopped.
time, he would
Yeah.
be in the main area. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just after dinner, so yeah. Okay. All right. So, Alicia's cleaning her gun there, and she seems pretty relaxed when it comes to just breaking everything down. And she remarks that it was definitely the barrel alignment that was throwing things off, but she seemed to have gotten it no problem. And then she says, "Huh. We kind of left in a bit of a hurry. I wonder what the storytellers are doing right now." She laughs a little bit to herself.
I can
It's like-
only. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, please.
I can only hope that now that the behemoth is gone, they're out of danger. That the mercenary group won't pay any attention to them.
She gives a bit of a shrug and a bit of a sad smile. And she says, "Oh, I suppose. So if they're safe, around this time, well, you guys didn't hang out with the other guards, but I got to know a few other people. And right around this time, yeah, Moshanji, he's that cat man, the DB, the juggler. He also runs a bit of a game on the side, rolling kind of a 3-card Monty type of thing, except he doesn't use cards. He uses like acorns and wooden cups, and he moves them around, and we bet to figure out where they are, right? Wes, she said, my acquaintance, he really liked to do that, but I never was one for gambling, I suppose, at least not that type. I mean, after all, I mean, I'm sure Moshanji is a pretty good guy, but there's a really good chance that that game was rigged, you know? And you can't lose if you don't play.
Patrick will pipe up. Yes, I lost a few times. I just don't like betting.
She's like, well, that's pretty smart. Pretty smart. And she, at this point, she's clearing out the barrel of the gun itself. And she says, kind of got me to thinking a little bit, though, about the reason why I don't like gambling as well, Patrick. When I suspect something, when something doesn't feel right, or just when it comes to taking risks, right? I like to control my own fate. I like to make choices. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little nervous. Right now, our fate is in the hands of two people. One is a giant fucking lizard that could probably kill us with a thought, right? And the other one is a coalition spy. I'm not saying I'm not going to support you. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying, though, that our fate isn't our own. And if we think the game is rigged, then we can't lose if we don't play, she says.
Patrick will get I even forget the word. Frau. His forehead.
Furrow?
Brow?
Yeah.
Furrow his brow?
Yes.
Yeah. Frau!
Frau.
He
Frau
will
his brow.
He's gonna frow excessively.
And just kind of think about it for a while.
Al will stop playing and look at Alicia and say, while I understand the philosophy, how exactly would we stop playing?
She shrugs a little bit. She's like, I'm not 100% sure, but you know what I want to do? She nods. She's like, the endless storytellers are really great people, but there's a lot of trouble in that direction. If it were up to me, I'd just stake out, do something else.
Patrick will kind of very like still same facial expression, just kind of like start nodding a little bit.
She gets a sigh. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking aloud. You know, my mind wanders when I clean my weapon. Hey, do you think I should get this nick filled? I mean, it doesn't really mess up the integrity of the rifle now that I got it, the barrel realigned. I mean, it looks a little ridiculous, but it does give her character, don't you think? I mean, there probably ain't no rifle just like this one.
As long as it doesn't mess up your shot, it should be fine.
Al says, I keep an eye on it. You know how tears have a way of getting worse, but for the time being, it shouldn't really affect you. And it does give it a little bit of character. But Al looks a bit distracted. And Al would think after a while, he'd say, say we did strike out. It should be noted exactly what we're leaving behind. First of all, I don't think there is such a thing as striking out on Tyrath. I don't think there's anywhere we could go where he couldn't find us. So whatever the case may be, we're going to have to complete the bargain we've made with him or suffer probably severe consequences.
As far as the consequences, unless we piss him off, he's just going to generally leave us here. Well,
we've already asked.
Agreed.
And yeah, exactly. I was like, that's possible, but not only have we already agreed to do something for him, he's already given us a partial payment in the first teleport.
Yeah,
She nods and she's like, yeah.
we would have to get this mold or fungus or whatever the hell he wants first, and then after, instead of going and meeting up with the storytellers, we can go somewhere else.
That said,
I'm sure he
yeah.
doesn't give two flips as to where we go.
Yeah, that said, as for the other thing, if we truly are beyond the reach of the Coalition, then theoretically we could tell Nathan just to go screw it, keep our bodies, and just never go back. And I like the Endless Storytellers a lot, but you know what I like more? I like us. I like Mila. And gotta say, I'm a little attached to my body. But there is... Not only will we be leaving behind the Endless Storytellers, but we're going to have to make sure Lee would be okay with it, and we're leaving behind the small fortune that Perrin is amassing for us.
She's like, yeah, that's a lot of credits.
Plus, don't forget, Al, we basically have to go through with this body change.
Oh,
Why?
come
Unless
on,
you
hon.
want
You
to
don't
piss
have to
off.
do anything.
What piss
Are you
off
sure you want to piss off the giant lizard mage who has spent the last few whatever
Al
preparing these bodies?
Al will wave his hands and say, we can always ask him. I mean, the simple truth of the matter is, if you look at it this way, if we tell him we don't want the body change, consider that boon filled, it's less work on his part. He doesn't actually have to go through transferring the bodies. In other words, Yes, but I understand.
Al, he asked us, and he remarked, good, because I would hate for all of this time to be wasted.
If we consider the boon fulfilled, it will not have been wasted time. We just say, we don't want the bodies anymore, we thank you for your time, and the time and effort you spent in this will count for the debt you owed us. It would only be wasted if we asked for something else instead. Because think of it this way, he was going to spend that amount of time to fulfill the boon no matter what. Now he gets to do it at a reduced price, which is not actually having to go through the energy and time to transfer our bodies. Of course, who knows what he's thinking, but it's certainly worth a shot. And if we're striking off in a completely different direction, I don't want to give up who I am quite that easily.
She nods and she's like, I still can't really get my mind about it, but I have to admit to you, it's going to be weird talking to you and it doesn't look like you, you know? She's like, I mean, I can get over it, don't get me wrong.
Patrick,
It's just not something you see every day, right?
Would be pretty neat, though.
Yeah. She just looks at you, Patrick, and just shakes her head. Oh my god. Takes all sorts, I guess. You're not jealous that they get to and you don't, are you?
Oh no. I would be terrified to go through the process.
And that is what she... Sorry, that's me laughing, but also she laughs. She's like, wait, so you're terrified about it, but you think it's intriguing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
Out of character question, and I think Al, being trained by the Coalition and knowing that, he would probably know this. If he knows where somewhere on the Appalachian Mountains, how far out of the reach of the Coalition are we? Like, extremely far? They might get here someday, or like they haven't even heard of the Coalition down here?
They've heard of the Coalition here, but Coalition sends a long recon patrol once a year, and it's just a scan. This is you're east of the magic zone, which is their that's the big threat. That's where they put a lot of their resources. This is not on their radar. They have zero short-term or really long-term expansion plans, not at least for the next 25 years. Yeah, it's just a rudimentary quick recon
and
that you are aware of.
And if Al doesn't know this, just let say Al would know this,
Al would know this.
Well, I was going to
100%.
say, how determined, like in other words, Tom specifically and Al to a lesser extent, is the Coalition known to hunt people like us past their
jurisdiction?
Jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
If they really want you, they'll try to find a way. They are a massive government with a lot of resources.
Yeah.
It's like asking, can the United States government really extradite if they really, really, really wanted to get someone out of India? Would they be able to?
Probably.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
So
All
there
right,
you
so, okay, you know what? Then I'm going to have to kind of rephrase what I said in that. In the light of those,
That's fine.
I would have to rephrase what I say to, look, I'm not very happy about changing the bodies, but it's the only way to be rid of the Coalition. And if they truly want Tom, they will come for him.
I want
Alicia.
this to happen.
Alicia nods and she says, listen, I wasn't here to kind of change your minds or anything like that. I was just talking about, okay, listen, I like to grab my life between the figurative balls, right? I like to seize control of it. It's very important to me. It wasn't important to me when I was younger. It wasn't even important to me 4 months ago. But everything I've been through, I mean, I feel like I got a second chance with you guys, right? And I just want us to determine what we do. I don't want other people to determine it. I was just thinking out loud. If this is what you want, I will support you. I was just thinking out loud. I hope I wasn't disturbing you.
Alicia?
Go ahead, Tom.
Alicia? I appreciate your input. I want this to happen, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Just like, if that's what you want, that's what you want.
Al will say, Alicia, you're never going to bug me by giving your input. It's valued. On the bright side, once we do pay off our bodies to Nathan, he'll no longer have any hold over us whatsoever, and we will be able to decide our own fate, whether we choose to go back or not.
Mm-hmm. The world will be our oyster. At least I read that in a book somewhere.
Alicia gives a shrug. Yeah. Okay. All right. She gives a bit of a sigh and finishes up. And unless you guys want to talk about anything else, I mean, I can end the scene. But,
Can I roll to see what an oyster is?
Oh my God! Sure, sure.
Yes.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, I know what an
Oyster is referred to as
A Japanese sword.
Yes, an oyster is a Japanese fucking sword.
Got it.
No. You know what? You not only do you know what an oyster is, you've read that turn of phrase before.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the great thing about riffs. The only way I could even know that is through books, because I wasn't near no water about no oysters. Shoot.
Mm-hmm. Look, I don't mind not going with the storytellers. I don't mind. I don't mind. I would love to not go anywhere near their coalition, but I need to deal with this mark that's on my head first.
And Al nods and he says, they might not come for me, but they would definitely hunt him down. And if Tom's going through it, I'm not going to make him go through it alone.
Number 3 on the most wanted list? Yeah.
And Al's like, and he leans back and he says, to be honest with you, look, I like the Endless Storytellers. I really do. I'd like to go back, but if we choose to go somewhere else, I don't really care about the fortune in Perrin's hands. I could care less about it. Money was never really that important to me. It's nice to be able to buy whatever you want, but we've got a lot, so...
Yeah.
I'll miss the Endless Storytellers, but there's nothing saying we can't go back in a few years, or whenever we want to.
Yeah. Well, what about that date with Kennedy?
Al kind of just slumps back in the chair and puts his head back and says, look, I like her, but seriously, me?
Tom's gonna chuckle.
This would never work. She's way too good for this. That's it?
Yeah, that's the end of the scene.
Okay, end of scene. Alrighty. Well, then we can just continue on.
Yes.
My next little, GM initiated scenes scene is going to be happening in a little while. So is there anything you guys want to do in particular over the evening, or do you want to just move ahead?
If we're moving in the behemoth, I would probably want to continue to observe.
Okay, oh, fair enough. I think maybe you'd just be going for a couple more hours and then just stop for the rest of the night. I don't mean to make that choice for you. Sure. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so I'll just move ahead then. So at 5:30 in the morning, you awake to the sound of Hannibal barking.
Oh boy.
And then the barking stops and turns into a little bit of whining.
I'm gonna go to the living room.
Okay. Everyone else?
Yep, same here.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And you see Tyrath, the dog lover, but dogs don't love him. He has Hannibal raised up into one large claw with his butt facing outward and his head facing towards his own dinosaur-like head. As he looks like he's examining Hannibal as it squirms and whimpers a little bit and goes, I never understand why, but... And he pauses for a moment, and he makes kind of a serpentine snarl as he puts Hannibal down and shakes his hand as flecks of urine fall off of his palm, as Hannibal has clearly peed in his hand as he was examining the dog. And he goes, well, other than biological mechanisms aside, I have come to speak of different things. If it is...
Sleepily Al would say, you know, though, on the bright side, he is incredibly honest, Al says, pointing to Hannibal. That's not something you find commonly.
The lizard mage says, this creature is incapable of higher cognitive thought. Honesty to a canine species is like sturdiness in a tree. It just comes with the territory because it knows nothing else. I trust you are ready.
Al
Yes.
will look around, yeah.
Good. And with that, the lizard mage raises its clawed talons, and with a blue pulsing light emanating from the talon tips of its fingers, two bodies emerge once again on the table itself. These individuals are stripped down to their undergarments, and they are the same bodies that he displayed to you before. The only thing that's different is there seems to be a small copper-like disc that's only about an inch long in diameter that is resting upon their foreheads. And it seems to be an unremarkable, it's almost like a coin. It's about as thick as a coin as well. That's lying on their foreheads. And he says, please lie down, get comfortable.
Al will look at Tom and then say one last time, are you sure about this?
Yeah. Tyrath?
Yes, human.
Do we need to strip too?
No. I simply... He paused for a moment. Misplaced their clothing. Besides, it was unnecessary for my purposes. The fabrics of your cotton and synthetic weave will not conflict with the transference. He pauses for a moment. He says, at least I don't think so. Probably Almost certainly not.
Just in case, Tom is going to strip down to his underwear.
Okay, then.
Al's gonna look at Tom and then just lay down in his clothes.
Okay. Nice. And
Yeah.
all right. With that,
Really quickly, I think I'm going to remember at the very beginning before we started, I'm gonna roll.
you are gonna
I'm
roll.
gonna say
Okay.
screw it and roll. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll wait till we get to that point, okay?
Mhm.
So, groovy. That's exciting. So, so do you guys just lie down straight on the behemoth floor?
Yeah,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
I'll do
All
that.
right, okay, all right. So Tyreth plods over with his reptilian feet as he hunches over to you and places the discs upon your forehead. Typically, metal feels cold against the flesh, but this is oddly warm, and you can feel small vibrations and a warmth that throbs in 3-second pulses as it lays against your skin. Tyrath looks around and says, "Very well. Close your eyes," he says.
I will comply.
Yeah, Al will too.
This
Patrick
might...
will remain his eyes open for this.
Mhm. Fair enough. Tyrath will then say, "Do not panic and do not try to rise immediately. You will feel very strange." And with that last syllable, Al and Tom, your world goes dark. It's a small, fading throbbing. At first, it feels like a headache, like that heat and that vibration is piercing through your skin, through the skull, through your brain tissue, and falling deep, deep, deep inside your core. And it gets stronger and more vibrant until you feel your very essence might start to shake and fall apart itself. And that feels like that goes on for an incredibly, a painfully, a very uncomfortably long time. It feels like you have sustained this for a month until finally, mercifully, that horrible, sickening, throbbing heat starts to dissipate. The things start to get colder and colder as your vision starts to lighten very, very, very faintly until your eyes flutter open. Now, due to this body transference, what we're doing is what Tyrath has done. He's ripped your mental essence out from your body and transferred it into another. This is not a common practice, and there are possible consequences. I have created a body transfer effects table with various physical or mental malady, either temporary or permanent, that might be sustained because of this very unnatural process. I've given the players a chance to either pick one malady from the list or to roll randomly. Al has chosen to pick, while Tom chooses to roll. So, now this Tyrath has never really done this with humans before, so he is not aware of any sort of effects, nor does he care to detect them. So, any malady itself, I encourage you to roleplay the discovery of it. Or, if it's something that's ingrained in your personality, exhibit it. So, at your leisure, as you choose, so the other players can guess. You can keep it as a secret, or you can just fucking tell people. No big deal, right? So, so Tom, since you're going to roll, do you want just everyone to know what you got, or do you want me just to copy and paste it to you?
I'm going to do a GM roll.
Oh yeah, since you know what it is. I would like to know, though, please.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I guess it's a GM roll. I would see it.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Okay.
So, okay. All right.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, your eyes flutter open, and you turn your heads, and you see you. You see both of you. And Patrick, Nora has left the room. Lee is sleeping off whiskey hangover, and Alicia is still resting. Pam is in her room as well, for the sake of NPC control. But Patrick, you see Tom and Al's bodies have, original bodies, I should say, still stay moving. Very, very soft, shallow breaths emerge from them. As you do see, now this actually, in character, the ones experiencing, I said it feels like a month. This has happened in a period of 3 seconds. But after 3 seconds, Patrick, you see the other two bodies, the one of the elf and the older human, older, not old, just older, human, start to stir.
All right. He's gonna sit fairly still.
Yeah. How do you guys want to role play this, or?
The new Tom body will ask, "Did it work?"
You are still alive, so yes, it did work. Do you have? And then Tyrath plods over to you and sticks his dinosaur-like snout right in front of your face as his golden eyes pierce into you, and goes, "I don't suppose you have any desires to murder anyone for sexual gratification?"
No.
Good. And he shifts, he swivels his long neck over to the new Al.
Who's still just looking up at the ceiling. He hasn't moved at all.
So that your vision has now, the ceiling is now the look of a lizard mage, as its raspy voice says, "And you do not have the desire to eat sentient flesh, do you?"
Al thinks for a while and then kind of looks confused, and he says, "I feel like an elf."
Good. And with that, its fingers raise up onto your foreheads, taking those copper coins from them as he pushes them away, and he says, "Then yes, it did work." And he goes over to the bodies of Tom and Al, and he asks, "Shall I kill them now?"
Al will sit up and squeeze his eyes shut for a second and then say, "Yes, but don't damage the bodies, please."
"I will not." He pauses for a moment, and he says, "I cannot undo this. Do you wish to go back?"
Tom's gonna look at Al and go, "This is your one chance."
Al will look at Tom and say, "I'm not making you go through this alone."
Okay.
Tyrath
I'm sure.
looks on. Okay. Very well. And with that, he takes the copper coins from them, and instead, Tyrath takes out a small, it looks like a small black gem. The gem itself, however, even gems themselves, the surface of them, they reflect light. You know, they glisten still a little bit due to their own personal sheen. This one is like a gem of darkness. It absorbs light from it. And he places he has two of them, and he places each of them inside the mouths of your old bodies. and with a few words, more for Kali, soul. And with that, their breaths stop. He takes the gems from their mouths, looks at them with a satisfied smile, and puts them inside of his cloak. As he speaks, we are done. Enjoy your boon. It was interesting to do this. Not very common, and that is high praise indeed. If you experience any sort of maladies, I cannot promise I can fix them, but I would be very interested in understanding them. Mere curiosity, you understand.
Al will nod slowly.
Excellent. And with that, I will symbolically replace the tokens. Do as I say. Dun 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 dun. Bump. Bump. Goodbye, Al. You're dead. Goodbye, Tom. You're dead.
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't think you were gonna be that cruel.
I gave you 1,000 chances.
It's
Now
true.
they're dead.
I know.
I have to fix their borders. They're all yellow. I got to make them green at some point. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remind you to do that sometime.
Yes. Sometime.
Yeah.
So, I'm still going to refer to you as Alan Tom for a while until you decide in character to change your names or not. I mean, you know what I mean? Mhm.
Actually, that was going to be the next thing I address
Hey,
after
let's
I
do
get
it then.
dressed.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry,
I-
continue the role play. Continue the role play. Sorry.
So, getting dressed, I think Al would keep kind of moving his body, kind of unsure, especially his hand that he feels now for. Because I never really asked, but I assume the Borg hand, you don't really feel the same way you feel a normal hand.
You don't. There's
Yeah.
a rudimentary. That is very true, actually. Really well thinking. Good thinking, because yes, there is, of course, some nerve input through fiber optic wires, but it is 45% as effective as actual skin and flesh or more integrated cybernetics. Your bionic hand, your metal hand, did not have very good sensors.
So I think Al would keep kind of flexing it and maybe feeling things, and after a while he would say, well, and he'd look at Tom's new face and say, we're going to need new names.
Oh, I've been thinking about that. And Tom's gonna reach up and feel his face. I'm gonna need to learn how to shave. Oh, this feels weird.
Al will think and he'll say, actually, instead of a new name, I already have one that I've not used for a very, very long time. I think it's time to start going by my real name. And then he'll kind of look at everyone and say, hello, I'm Castle.
No one says hi, Castle back.
Yeah, I know. No one. It's not like it's a great surprise. Everyone
Okay.
knew my name was Castle anyway, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I spilled those beans.
All over the place. You made such a mess.
All over. Well,
Patrick will give a gentle wave.
yeah. For now, you guys, I'd still prefer it to be called Tom. I have a name, but I don't want to use it now. Later, maybe.
Castle will shrug and say, I mean, until we even get near the coalition, it doesn't really matter. And even if we were, let's be honest, the only people it would confuse are people who knew you before. There's got to be 100 million Toms in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more changing it because Al just kind of looks and he says, Oh, Castle. God, it's going to take a while. Castle looks and says, I lied a lot back when I was... Oh, I don't know. I'm not good at this, but I have a real name, and it's been far too long since I've used it.
You're gonna love the name that I picked out for myself.
It's not Al, is it?
If we ever go back to.
Oh, son of a biscuit.
He's just chuckling. Alex. Okay, Alex.
Oh, no. Castle just kind of giggles. And then he kind of, like, stops for a second and, like, he just realized that he giggled. It was more like a titter, and he's just kind of like, okay, that was weird.
Yeah, this is... I'm gonna get some pats on. I'm just... and he's gonna try and gingerly get up, and it's gonna look like... It's gonna look like he's drunk.
So the whole time
he can't move in this new...
So the whole time Al was getting dressed, what was Tom doing?
I was sitting there. I didn't know you were getting dressed.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And then Castle would actually lean back to his old body and said, now here's an interesting question. And again, he's looking at his hand again and he says, how much should I keep? I mean, I got used to having a Borg hand and an eye and the advantages that those gave me. But I don't know if I should get them again or just kind of leave that behind me. Part of me thinks that the practical side of me thinks that they're useful and they're helpful, and I'd be a fool not to take anything that can help me. And the other part of me is that those were gifts, and I use the term loosely, from the Coalition. And I kind of want to cut ties from the Coalition.
Well, you also have to think about this too. I don't know how it is with magic users or whatever, but at least for me, the more metal you put on yourself, and you start taking away your body, you won't be as effective.
Actually, I'll go one greater, just GM to player.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You put in any sort of bionics, it fucks up the mystical flow. You can't cast magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Al.
Unless, no, hold up a second. There are some crazy bio-wizardry and techno-wizardry stuff, but known cybernetics technology on Earth today conflicts with magic. I am sure. Actually, I can confirm there is crazy alien bio-magic technology out there that allows for both, but very rare.
So the armor plating does not, because it's not cybernetic, it's just armor plating. But
It's-
my
it's-
hand,
it's
my
just
eye,
adding.
my ear, all that stuff would mess
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
If you start chopping things off and
Exactly.
removing your body,
Yeah.
but like
it requires
the
a whole
armor
body.
plating
Yeah, the
was
armor
on
is
your
really
skin.
just going on top of you, right?
Yeah,
Then
it's
and
not
Al,
replacing something.
Al looks at it for a while and then looks to Patrick and then says, Patrick,
Yes.
I don't want these implants going back to the Coalition. Would you help me remove them?
I think I could do that, but why wouldn't you want to give...
I don't like the idea that the Coalition would use this against people.
Oh.
I know it sounds
Wouldn't it
kind
look
of silly,
dumb?
but if they gave my bionic hand or my eye to someone else, and that person used that to do... I'd rather not. And don't worry, you don't have to be gentle. Quite honestly, I'm fine scrapping the things.
I have one... I'm perfectly fine with that. Would they be concerned if you came back with a dead body with your things removed?
I don't know why they'd be concerned. There's nothing there that they need to identify me as me.
But Al, Cat, whatever you're called, it's gonna take a while to learn your name.
Yep.
Again. Wouldn't. Sorry, give me a second. My head is just spinning. Wouldn't it look weird since Nathan was supposed to find us and kill us? Or whatever? Wouldn't it look weird for him? Wouldn't he be angry if it looked like all of your implants were gone? What if we were to just break them? Like, make it look like your arm was severed in a battle or something.
Well, again, if
And
we did that, then we wouldn't have to give it to him at all. He could just say the arm was severed.
I guess. I don't know.
At least the
can't
arm.
think straight.
Look, the eye, they're a dime a dozen, honestly. And the eye itself doesn't really do any damage. Look, I don't want to give this back to them. Period.
Okay.
Tell you what, how about this? Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
that glove you have,
Yes.
how much damage do you think that would do to a bionic hand?
Probably that hand. Probably almost flat out destroyed, I think.
Well, how about another experiment then? We'll leave it on. We'll just leave it in such a horrible condition that it'll be useless to him.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll just give you a heads up as a DM. You can totally turn it to slag. Not a problem. The only problem is that there's a very, very, very small percentile chance, but since it's being manipulated by a human, there's always a chance for error. If you got a 98, 99, or 100 on a D100, Patrick would have slipped, he would have made a mistake, and he would have accidentally hit some flesh too.
I'm willing to take that risk. Al really does not.
Cool.
Want
I
this
just
going
want.
back.
I just
Yeah.
want to tell you the
Yeah.
consequences out of game, right?
Right.
So it's all good.
Yeah,
Right.
even hitting the flesh would make it look even more believable.
But
Okay.
In
yeah,
my opinion.
yeah. So, and honestly, if Nathan doesn't like it, tough. He's getting more than enough out of this bargain. This is going to make his career. If he really wants to quibble over the condition of the arm, we'll just tell him to tell them that he did it himself in a fight. He'll look even more impressive.
Giggling at.
And Tom's gonna start giggling. Oh boy, we're gonna deliver my body, and he doesn't have any clothes on.
Al looks at Tom like
I'm
a little
sorry.
worried. I mean, Castle looks at Tom a little
That's
worried.
fine. Don't worry. It'll all
Yeah.
take some getting used to.
All right, I'm gonna.
So
do...
wait, we're still going by Tom though, right? For you, Tom?
Yeah,
Okay.
for now.
For
If
now.
we ever go in back, yeah,
You go
if we
by
go
another-
back into
yeah,
coalition
you go by
territory,
a fucking pseudonym.
yes.
That makes sense. That makes 100%
Yes.
sense. Okay, cool. So, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. We can just do that roll now and have you turn that thing to slag. But unless there's other conversations you guys like to have, feel free. But
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's turn that to slag.
all right,
Let's get this going.
Piffy,
well,
roll
wait.
me. Uh-huh.
I just wanted to note, just in case, Al removes all of the antibiotics and sleeping doses and all that stuff from it first.
Okay, you know what? We could have a
Yeah.
retroactive that.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be fair. But I'm glad that you thought that ahead of time, so we wouldn't have to worry about that shit.
Wait,
God, who
wait,
knows?
wait.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want from your body? It's the last chance.
Yeah. No.
You don't.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Why not? GM, can I just like pull out the garrote cord and cut it, and then just kind of wrap it around my belt or something?
You know what? You can cut it probably with your little either Piff's like little welding torch, because it'd be made of really strong material, right? But his welding torch could probably sever that.
Yeah.
Sure. And
We
put
also
it on-
have we have a bag of tools, a portable toolkit as well.
Yeah. Actually, and I'd probably ask Patrick. Patrick, after I cut it off, I'd be like, "You think there's a way to attach two little handholds on either side of this? Like a little, like a little, like a grip on either side, so that I can hold it firmly."
You mean like some leather?
No, like
Handles.
Yeah, think like wooden or metal little handles that I can grasp, so that basically, and out of character, it's a garrote cord. I want to be able to hold each side of it.
Also, out of
'Cause-
character, you can totally do that. It's really easy.
Okay, then yeah,
Yeah.
you'll do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okie dokie. So, all right. So now can we roll to see if the body gets damaged at all in the arm slagging this?
Right.
All right. Roll me a
For
D100.
role playing, Patrick's gonna find a nice safe spot to do this.
Okay.
And how are we moving it, by the way?
No, I don't know. Carrying it.
How are you moving with the body?
Yeah.
So, up to you guys.
Castle will carry it, I guess.
All right.
Carry your own
Yeah.
body? That is fucked up, dude. I'm so
Weird,
glad
I
I
know.
made you. I'm so glad you took it in something.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't carry it.
Yeah, good call.
Somebody else is gonna need to carry Tom.
It's your own
we don't-
body.
I'm not feeling good. In fact, I'm gonna go lay down. You guys do whatever. I'm gone.
Why do we need to move your body?
And oh god, Al. You know what? Screw it. I'm sticking with Al, at least for now. A name's a name. I'm not going to confuse everyone. It's probably going to just make it even harder on Mila. I'm Al.
All right.
And Al will hold up a hand and just say, "We don't need to move his body. Just let him get some rest."
Right.
Yeah.
And I will help with the legs.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh no. Al actually, he's going to carry it like a bride.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, Alicia comes out of her room as you come on by, and as a reaction to seeing a strange, even though she well knows the situation, she saw the bodies come in, she heard Tyrath, she knew this was going to happen. She takes an immediate combat stance and looks at you, the elf, carrying Al, the body, and she goes, "Oh."
Al will.
Al?
Despite how Al feels inside, he's gonna wink and walk past her.
As you walk past, you can notice too that she goes visibly pale and quickly closes the door behind her. And that's that. Keep going.
All right.
All right. On the safe area, Patrick is going to stand over the body of Al and sit there, and he's going to have furrowed brow again, but it's more of like a concerned one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna stand there for a bit, and then just start looking at the things that he's going to be doing, like the gloved hand, Al's hand, and then Al's body's face, back to now Al,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna slowly stick up his hand, and he's gonna like sort of put a small smile on his face, but quickly diminishes, and he's going to try to focus on the hand and go, yip yip.
Okay, roll me a D100, please. Yep. You can turn this slag without, like, putting a bolt through the body and fucking that up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
And I think Al's just going to stand there and stare at the body for like a very, very, very uncomfortably long time.
Patrick is going to leave you to staring at your body. He's going to be taking off the glove, putting it back into the... Actually, no. I think he's actually going to almost put it back, and then you'll see that he's still wearing it when he comes out. And he will be... he'll be at his spaceship.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else that you guys would like to do is roleplay scene-wise in regards to this? I'm going to wrap up the session. I think it's a good time to do that, actually. Not only time during the day, but timing for, pacing and everything like that. So just a heads up, tomorrow is the drop day for the bodies for Nathan. So that'll be the first order of business. Tyrath will teleport your asses over to where you need to be. So, I'll put that in our summary, of course, but just a heads up. Groovy Beans?
Groovy Beans.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys.
Yay!
Bye, everyone!
Bye.